So before I came back here in Burundi, I used to talk with my good friend who we actually lived in Kenya together for a really long time, for almost 7 years. So he had come back, earlier. And we were talking, and I was like, okay, you people, it was a period where Hashcode was approaching, Hashcode competition by Google. And I was like, you guys need to be on the map. I'm not seeing Burundi on the map, and you're a developer, you need to do something. And he took it seriously that he had to organize people. He had to tell everyone else who he knew was a developer or a friend of a developer, cousins of a developer. And they just came together a whole night of coding, trying to solve puzzles by Google. And it was, I'd say, that's where it started. And then by the time now, I had actually done an interview with the Google team about starting a new chapter here in Burundi, GDG chapter. And it was actually successful. And I was like, okay, I need to go back. By going back, that would mean, because I had been here for like few weeks, but then I said, I need now to stay, but let me first go for that event, try and see, test the waters. Yeah, so that's by the time we came, we organized one event. It was called Tech Unleashed. It was a test event for the GDG team to see, if there are people, if this whole thing is viable, right? Yeah, so we organized it. I wasn't actually expecting many people to come, but there was a really good turnout. And I say really good turnout because there were many people. It was so many that even, the logistics part was really hard because, you are prepared for 30 people, but then you have about 90,
Wow.
Yeah, so, yeah, because, the university students were really psyched up. They're like, who are these people that are coming to start a community, teaching about new technologies, There was that whole thing of, marketing, year to year within WhatsApp groups. Yeah, so that really helped. But one of the biggest challenge, I'd say, was mostly to deal with getting to introduce the new technologies, because, you're dealing with people who are used to, legacy software, who are used to, the old languages. I know these are religious questions when you go to technological languages, but there is that whole aspect of the new technologies, which is undeniable. But then, so that really was some hard pill to swallow for some people, because they're like, some people get tense. They say, no, JavaScript is not a language. Things like those. Yeah. So, but as you come up with the whole new technology stuff, and then show the application in terms of efficiency, that whole thing, it really helps to speak to the minds of even the hard-hearted, right? Yeah. So that was one of the challenges. The second one was getting to talk with management. So like the university management to start, because we wanted to start developer student clubs in each university to act as, a closer group that would, go into deeper details of all the technologies we're teaching. Yeah, so that was really hard to get to convince the management. First of all, they're like, will we be paying you? Like, no, this is totally free. Yeah, so there's that mindset, Africa. Yeah, so they think everything is paid, right? But we're like, no, this is free. We're doing this for free. There will be actually perks for those who will be in such groups, with giving swag. The leads will be going for conferences, things like those. Yeah, so getting to convince the management that I used to organizing the only events they were organizing in schools, you find their conferences, about HIV, about, things like those, or even graduation, right? Yeah. So there's that aspect of getting to change the minds of the elderly, I guess, because they're the ones, in charge of the institutions. Yeah. So, and then the third challenge, I'd say, would be in terms of language. That's really specific for me because I had spent almost 11 years in Kenya. And, Burundi is a country where you speak French and Kirundi, right? Yeah, so I'd come back with, full-blown English. French is, the gene for French was receding. And I was like, okay, this is really bad. So I had to, like try and relearn in some sort of way how to speak French and Kirundi, in front of an audience of francophones. Yeah, so there was that also. And then the third would be, no, the fourth, sorry. The fourth challenge was to change the norms. So we have, I'd say, okay, it's culture shock in the sense that you're used to having events that will even run the whole night. But then you have this community, society that says everything has to be done in the morning. Saturdays are for family, Friday evening or Friday night is for parties, things like those. Yeah. So you were used to having meetups on Friday evening after classes. Every Saturday, you would have a meetup from morning to afternoon, Yeah, so having to adapt to that, the pace, having to, just pump the brakes a little bit, that really like shocked me because you're used to doing things faster. You could run meetups almost every week. Yeah, so that was another aspect that really challenged me specifically. Yeah, but mostly I'd say for whoever wants to start a community in a place where there is none, first I'd advise to target university students. And by university student, I mean those in first and second year because they're still trying to find themselves. Third year and fourth year, I don't want to say they're lost cause, but these are people who are trying to get a paper and a job. Yeah, so having them like change the mind and start involving themselves in community will a bit destabilize them. Yeah, so target university students first. Make sure to partner with other companies in terms of technological companies, not just local but even international. There are very good programs out there, ambassador programs that will offer swag for attendees, and that really motivates people. Yeah, that's what I love about community. You don't need a lot to run one. You just need that heart and the willingness.